I'm going to share with you my strategy for U.S. club soccer tryouts. Maybe you're in the middle of tryout season, maybe it just ended, maybe it hasn't happened yet, wherever you are in the area. I'm going to share with this. In worst cases, you use it for future use. My name is Kyle Wilson, Kyle C. Wilson. I've even been called the Angry Soccer Guy. I have worked with children as young as 2 years old, all the way to professional players over my current 10-year youth soccer career. And the professional players that I've worked with are Luis Nani from Manchester United, Benji Michel, Dom Dwyer, Teshuak Adeli, Ruan Teixeira, Santiago Patino, and many others that have played the game at the MLS level and higher. And I've even trained the generational talent, Kawan Bazil, who is arguably the biggest talent coming out of Brazilian football right now, which gives me a lot of knowledge and information to share with people, and that's what I'm doing here. So this one is a 3-step process. I have a much more expanded one, but a lot of people have asked for like the condensed version. So here's the condensed version. So 1, try out everywhere, literally everywhere. And then you might say, well, all the clubs have tryouts at the same times. You dang right they do. They do that on purpose because they want to see where you're going to pick. But here's the secret. You can then ask to train outside of tryouts. So either after, potentially before, and that way you can go visit every single organization. And I actually recommend that strategy because the thing with tryouts is it's usually just scrimmages, right? It's usually just, hey, get a number, put it on the shirt, coach is on the sideline with a clipboard or their phone out, writing down notes about each kid and where they think they're going to be placed. If you can train with the team outside of tryouts, you actually get a full-fledged picture of what they're going through. And that for me is huge because then you can actually understand what's the training session look like. When you think of the word tryout anyways, I think of kids are coming to test the environment, to test the team, to test the coach, to test the program. See if it's a good fit for them. Tryout. Now, the second one would be laugh at the 24, 48, 4 hour, like I've seen as low as 4 hours, offer that comes in. So 4 hours, 24, 48, 72, 100 hours, whatever number, laugh at that. And don't accept it. So it comes in, you're going to get the email or maybe it's a text message, however it hits your inbox, and you laugh at it and you go, ah. What will happen is when you laugh at that offer, you feel better about yourself because let's be honest, for a lot of people, tryouts is pretty stressful, not enjoyable. Like I've talked to multiple amount of parents that have expressed that tryouts is not fun and they don't enjoy it because it's stressful. Should U9 soccer be stressful? I don't think so. And for that to be the case, laugh at the offer. Because in most cases, especially in grassroots, so that's 12 and younger, you can turn down an offer and then go back to that organization. They'll probably take you. People might say, well, ECNL's teams are full and whatever. I don't buy it because in my market, Orlando, teams will always at any point, any reason, anytime, if they get a good player, they will take that player, contrary to what people say. Now, I could be wrong. There could be an exception to the rule where a couple of clubs, the rosters are all set and they won't add anybody. But from my experience, I've yet to see a club turn away money. If somebody says, hey, I want to pay you in September or I want to pay you in December, the club will take your money. It's a club. Step 3 would be to stay neutral, at least until August, so that way you can watch the team's training session for the new team, because a lot of times players are recycled. Players leave, new players come in. That process continues to evolve. So if you come in August, when the new team is formed, you can then see the team that is actually there. And you can understand, again, who's the coach, the dynamics of that team, who are the players, what does the team look like, and you can solve that kind of stuff. And then at that point, you can then make an educated decision. Is this the best fit for my child? And ultimately, when you're evaluating options for anything under the age of 14, you should probably consider these 3 things. At least this is what I would consider. One would be, where is my son or daughter going to get the most development from what program? The second one is, which one has the best coach? So development and coach kind of go hand in hand, but I wanted to separate that a little bit. That's like 2.5 or 1.5, sorry. The next one would be, where are they going to be appropriately challenged? You don't want something that's probably way out of their zone or above their level too much, but maybe on that edge. You don't want something where they're just the best player and they're dominating everybody the entire time, unless that's what you want and they want and they just want to go crush everybody. Okay. And then the third one is, where do you think they're going to grow the most? So outside of just soccer, where do you think they're going to grow the most? Right? Like person, student, athlete type of thing. And then the last piece of that would be, this is like a bonus for you. Where do you think you get the most investment from your family? That's huge because youth sports dominates families. Are you going to be traveling 2 hours one way for practice? That's a little absurd, to be honest. So can you make it within 30 to 45 minutes? It's more realistic. 15 better. But those are things that you're going to have to evaluate, and that's a pro one for you. And if you want the full framework, I have an entire video that's about an hour long where I break down all the things that I would do at tryouts, but that's like the cliff notes for you.